this is a Hovabator incubator. It comes in 2 boxes. This is the unit itself, and this is the turner that comes along with it. Can be purchased with the unit only, or an automatic turner to go into the unit itself. You have the base of the incubator, a styrofoam base. You have a watering tray for the humidity. You have a wire tray that goes over the tray. This will be your base for the birds to set on. This is the top of the unit. A little thermometer comes along with it. You have the cord that comes out of it for the heating element. Your wafer and controls for adjusting the heat are right here with a little lock nut, so you can lock in the temperature control that you're trying to adjust for. Inside, this is the heating element. This is the wafer. This is the switch that turns on the heat on and off. So by moving this wafer up and down, you can regulate when the heat kicks on and off. You have 2 windows to be able to see inside the unit also. This unit does not have a fan with it that circulates the air. It's called a still air unit. You can also purchase the turning mechanism. So this is the turning rack, and the motor will turn very, very slowly. You're not able to see it by the naked eye moving. It turns very slow. But all these individual trays will turn this way and this way, back and forth. So we want to locate a indoor environment where it's about 70 degrees. We want to take these clips, clip the tray down to the plastic tray or the watering tray or humidity tray. We want to take this unit, the wire up, drop it in at the base, make sure it all fits in. Then if we're going to use the turning unit, we want to put the turning unit in like this. Our cord, there's a little slot over here in the styrofoam, so we want the motor unit located over here, and this is where the cord will come out. Again, we talked about the inside parts of the unit. This is the lid, and there is a beveled edge here. We want to try to get that in the corner over here so our turning cord can come out. So we have our unit assembled the way we want it. What we would want to do the first day is plug the unit in, put our thermometer, lay it out flat here so we can see it in the window. We want to plug the unit in, and then for the first day we want to try to get that temperature at about 99.5 degrees. So once it's plugged in, we can move this thermostat or wafer unit. If we want to increase it, there's an arrow here showing you how to increase the heat. So if the heat was if it was 95 degrees, I know I need to increase it. So I'm going to experiment and just turn it this much. Use the lock nut to hold it in place so it doesn't move on me. And then I'm going to come back in about an hour and check that temperature. So we've tested out the unit. For 2 or 3 days, we think we have it regulated about where we want it. So now we're going to take a cup of water, and 1 cup of water, and just pour the cup of water in this trough. Just kind of move it around, and it'll even out in the bottom of the tray. So 1 cup of water there. And you'll need to do this about 2 times a week. Add a cup of water. And this provides the moisture. It needs that moisture in order to hatch the eggs properly. If we're using the turning rack, we're going to place it in here and put our eggs in here that we're going to hatch. They fit right in the trough. You want the pointy end down. The rounded top goes to the top, so you try to look to see the pointed end down, that goes down. If you're going to use the machine without a turning rack, Basically, you just put the eggs, lay them down in here, and then every day or twice a day you'll need to open up the unit and just gently move the eggs around, turn them over the other way. So let's assume we're going to use the turning rack. We're putting it in here. We're going to put the eggs in here, and if we're not filling it up, we need to kind of put the eggs out evenly to diversify the heat, and then also so the turning rack will turn properly. So if it's not completely full, just put the eggs kind of evenly spaced. I'll put the unit back on. Assuming we have our eggs in there, we want to plug in the heating element, we want to plug in the turner, and we want to have our thermometer. We can lay it on top of the eggs so we can see it, and we want to watch that adjustment for the first couple of days to make sure the temperature regulates. Now, do not touch this. It may take 12 hours for it to get regulated back up to the temperature that you had it set, because the eggs are cool. It takes a while for them to get warm, so it'll take a little while for the unit to get heated up. But again, use this as your guide. On the 18th day, if you're doing chicken eggs, they hatch out in 21 days. So 3 days prior to their hatch date, you want to remove the turner rack and just put the eggs on the bottom. And then you'll want to take your eggs and just lay them on the bottom here. Now the last 3 days, you do not want to turn the eggs. You just want to leave the top on. You can leave your thermometer in the bottom so you can still monitor it, and then just let the chicks hatch out on this bottom tray. So assuming we have all the eggs in, we put the top back on, get it plugged back in immediately, and then on that 21st day, you can start to watch them hatch out. So on the 21st day, we have chicks that have hatched out, and they're dried off and they're ready to come out. So we've unplugged the top of the unit. So this unit, the Hovabator and Egg Turner, can be purchased also at Cackle Hatchery.